Hey everyone, it's Kayvon with Ascari Art. So I've got 5 new colors to actually debut. We're gonna make swatches out of lettuce, slate, sandal or sandal, currant, and terracotta. Let's get started. Okay, we're starting with the color slate. That's like a gray. Before I get started, I'd just like to give you a safety note. I wear just nitrile gloves, and I also wear a 3M mask, and I ventilate the window because I'm using denatured alcohol, and that's highly flammable. So just giving a heads up to everyone, just to be safe. All right, let's do it. All right, so the first one is going to be slate. All right, let's go. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of alcohol to this. Move it around a little bit. I'm going to do a couple drops, maybe 3. And I'm going to use this one now. Okay, so that's why I don't use the blow dryer, because it screws everything up. So I'm going to do this again. I'm going to add some more drops here. And I'm going to use the alcohol. It's doing some interesting stuff. I'm going to kind of move it. Keep it away from the pen mark. This is interesting. It's got a little bit of rust brown color to it, reddish brown. It's got blue in it. I'll put some drops here, just so I can see the pure. Add some alcohol here. I'm adding extra alcohol because I want to see what happens when making the swatch. I want to see what happens when it's broken down, because that's what typically will happen when you're doing these alcohol ink paintings. It's going to break it up. The ink itself will break up, and it'll do some crazy stuff. So I'm just watching what happens, and this is on plastic poster board, so it's very similar to Yupo paper. It's almost looking like brown. If you can see it here, maybe a glare. I may have to turn off one of the lights. And I'm using one of these rockets. These are lens cleaners, or camera lens cleaners. I use this because I don't want to use a blow dryer. You noticed earlier when I was trying to use a blow dryer, it pushes the paper everywhere, and it's just too much air. This is a lot more controlled. So there's a slate. We're going to let that dry. The next color is Currant, or Currant, or however you want to say it. Here it is. Alright. I'm going to put the alcohol down first. I got some garbage in my ink. I'm going to get rid of that. It's just residue from something. Uh-oh. So I'm going to pour it right here. Oh, wow. That's pretty. Wow, that's so beautiful color. I love this color. Just moving it around. I want to make sure it doesn't touch the ink that right here from the pen. Let's add a couple more drops here. And push this around. See, the reds usually don't, they don't usually emit other colors, it seems. And if it does, it's from the same family. It's not like it's I'm seeing a little bit of blue right here, but nothing like major. Spread it up here. Keep it concentrated here. This one has a little bit of like purple, I guess. I could see a little bit on the edges. Once it dries, we'll be able to really make it out. But okay, let this dry. Okay, let's see what the next color is. Lettuce. Very exciting. Lettuce. I'm curious to know what lettuce, why they named it lettuce. Alright, here's lettuce. Okay. Alright, let's put some ink down. Put a couple drops here. I'm putting about 3 drops because I want to be able to move it around. Oh, this is almost like neonish. It's really cool looking. So this has a little bit of, ooh, it's starting to look like rotten lettuce because it's got the browns right there. Rotten lettuce. It is wet, so some of these colors have a tendency to change color when you're adding alcohol to them when they're wet. And then once they dry to a completely different color. Some of them. Let's add a little bit here. I just want to add a couple drops. Alright, so here's lettuce. It's more of like a greenish yellow. And you get a little bit of rust in there as well. So let's put that aside. The next color is Sandal, or Sandal, or however you want to call it. So let's put some alcohol down for this one. Oops. Let's move this out. Oh no. I just ruined our sample. Okay, let's do that again. Okay. My glove had a little bit of red on it. So, alright. Sandal, here it is. Wow, this is very light. Very light. Almost caramel colored. It's got very much of a sandy caramel. I need to put more. Wow. It's very light on pigment, as you can see. And I'm just moving it around, and it's
so light, I'm having trouble seeing where the residue is. Let's push it out. Okay. And you put a couple drops on the bottom so I can push more out. I want to see if there's any kind of other colors that come out of it or emerge out of this. It doesn't look like it, but alright. That took a lot of drops. Alright, we're going to put this aside, let this dry. Last color, Terracotta. Alright, let's do this one. Terracotta, here's Terracotta. Based on the color name, maybe a reddish brown, but we shall see. Oops. Okay, let's get rid of whatever that is. Okay. Oh, yes, like a reddish orange, reddish brown. Oh, wow, this is rich and pigment. Alright, let's see what this add a little bit more. I added, I think, 2 or 3 drops. Let me add just a little bit more here because I want to be able to move it more. I want to move it around more. Spread it out up here. Move it back. Move it around. If I was worried about what this was going to look like, I would move this around even more and control it, add more ink, you know, all this jazz. But right now, all we're doing here, the purpose of this is we're making swatches, right? This is for the viewers, this is for me. I'm making swatches so that I understand the characteristics of these colors and what they do when I do move them around multiple times. But I'm not really thinking about composition and where I want this to be and all this jazz. I'm just trying to move it around so it dries, and then so that it gives me its true nature. It gives me the color's characteristics as I move it around. And so that's Terracotta. So we're going to let these dry a bit, and once they're dry, I'll show you the finished product.
Okay, so these are pretty much dry. It's been about 10 minutes. And as you can see, here's Slate. And Slate looks like an alien planet. Like, it reminds me, some of the characteristics of it remind me of the Pitch Black from Ranger. It's just a little bit lighter than Pitch Black, but it has some of the same characteristics of like the red orange, the burnt sienna colors, and some of the blue gray that's coming out. So it's really beautiful. And then we have Currant, and that has this rich burgundy. You got this rich burgundy color, plus goes into a little bit of violet, and you know, it's a pretty nice color. It's a beautiful color. Really cool variation. Very subtle variations. It's not as abrupt as some of the other colors that I've seen. So, and then here's lettuce. Lettuce is interesting. It's got this very olive drab, dark, like olive green color when it dries. And then also you've got these like orange highlights, these orange undertones, sorry, not highlights. And it's very subtle when it comes, it lightens down pretty well. Like you can see up here, like I just, didn't bother about letting it smooth out, but you can see some of the hints of color up here. And then here's Sandal. Sandal is just like, it reminds me of the salmon color that we had. It's very similar to that. It has a little bit more of a sand color to it, like so it's a little more on the brown and less on the orange, but my camera may not be doing it justice. Uh, so that's Sandal. And then here's Terracotta. Terracotta's pretty as well. It's hard to capture on the camera, but it's a very burnt orange, burnt red orange, honestly. Very pretty color. I think this it lightens down really well, like you can see right here. There aren't a lot of other shades of color in it. It's just pretty. It's an honest color, as I would like to say, because it doesn't have any other tints or undertones in it. So I'm going to be posting these. I'll make swatches out of these and I'll post them on my blog. It's just ascariart.com, and you can click on my blog up top, and you'll be able to download these as images. And I basically auto white balance them and correct them so they're true to the color. But it'll be a really good, they're good swatches for somebody to use, an artist to use who doesn't want to buy the color, but they want to see what the characteristics of these colors are. So you could use them for reference. And then, we'll go from there. So thank you, everyone. Give me a like and a thumbs up or subscribe. I'm going to be doing more of these videos. You guys are really, truly going to be helping me just by supporting me in this cause. Thank you. Bye.